Um, awkward. Okay. Ay, no. Okay. Yeah. That's how you know. That's how you know it's one of my videos. It falls. Okay. So, today I have a story to tell you actually. Um, I woke up miserable as fuck, but I was happy because I was thinking about all the food that's in the fridge, so I was very content. I felt amused knowing that I can just go in there and I can just eat whatever I want. So that really made my day better. And but I can't lie, I felt kind of like shit. I felt very trapped, very victimized, very confused, very not understanding where I stand in what my plan is. Is it even good? Like, I started doubting myself because I started thinking, am I really on the right path? Is this all? Am I set? I mean, I know. You gotta put in the work, obviously, but I have this foundational belief that whatever you want, like your passion or your purpose is, you're set. Everything's set. You just gotta find your way in by trying new things and obviously practicing whatever it is that you do. And I'm thinking to myself, what is it that I do? Because I haven't been able to sing. I feel like I'm finally doing it again. Like, I feel it in my throat because I felt my throat chakra blocked for a while. For a while. And right now, I can feel it like loose. I don't know how to explain it, okay? I just know that it had something to do with my throat chakra. I started singing at the gym. Oh wait, I didn't even explain. Earlier, I had an emotional crisis, like really heavy emotions that I don't even know where the hell they came from. I thought to myself, esto de dónde? Esto es de una vida pasada. Es muy pesada la carga para mí. Yo dije, esto ya no es algo mío, no es algo que yo digo, pero ¿por qué tanto peso siento en mis hombros? ¿Por qué siento tanto peso? Y dije, ¿sabes qué? Me voy a permitir llorar. Dije, ¿sabes qué? Voy a dejarme llorar. I said, you know what? I'm gonna let myself cry. I hate crying in front of people. I fucking hate it. Sin embargo, that's the thing I do the most. Sin embargo is nevertheless in Spanish, I believe. I believe that would be a synonym for it, but yeah. So normally if I need to cry, I cry silently. I don't cry out loud. I cry silently. The reason why I cry silently is um because I cry a lot. And it's I think it's one of my virtues. I see it as a virtue. Many people would think differently, but I feel it's a virtue because I'm in a constant I could never um be too cocky. I can never get myself to just stay in a certain spot. I end up crying over something touches my heart, something moves me, something reminds me of something makes me, because let's face it, like, it's not the, I have I have many stories to tell, and I plan to tell them. I'm thinking about telling it, definitely. Just not on here, because that's just something separate. That's something I'm gonna get into detail and everything. I'm thinking about making a podcast, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, I was crying right here, and I was just shoving my face in the pill on like in the pillow, just yelling, and I was trying to convince myself, just let it out, let it out, let it out. Who cares if your mom hears you? Because my mom was like right there, so she could have, she could hear me. And I put my earphones in, and I actually no, okay. This is what happened though. I had looked up Twin Flame Revolution. They're on YouTube. You can look them up if you'd like. But I had looked them up, and the first one I saw, I was looking for something to just pull it out of me. You know, I was just looking, and I found it, and it was the first video that popped up, and it was Channeled Healing. Now, I had watched it before, but today it just impacted me way differently. I feel like back then my ego, I could feel it like kind of resisting, and this time I could feel the ego, my ego resisting just a little bit, but I was able to manage it so that I could just purge it out. I could let it out. I was just trying to motivate myself. I was being my own cheerleader, trying to maintain that focus on that, on releasing it, because sometimes that's what I mean. This is what my problem was. Anytime I would, like I mentioned in another video, anytime I would try to release in front of somebody, I couldn't, because I would block myself off. As soon as I looked at them and I felt their energy, I blocked it off. My release, it's gone, and it's just like, what happened? Like, it's like I'm another person. So yeah, I don't understand that. I'm still trying to understand. I think it's because I just don't want it. I don't know. But yeah, I started crying, and I started embracing it, and I started yelling too. I started yelling. I just started yelling like like a psycho, like just yelling, because I was so angry. I was so angry at myself and life, because of the circumstance that I was in, and because I felt so lost. There were too many thoughts all over the place. I didn't know which one was real, which one was not. I had been doing a lot of inner work with my belief systems and all of that shit, like trying to convince myself of positive things. And now I feel like this is going to be the breakthrough. I can already feel myself breaking through, because my voice came back. I can feel. I started singing. When did I start? I actually sang when I was making tofu. I was making tofu, my tofu tacos, and I just started singing, and I just started feeling how all of the pain that I felt, all of that, everything that I hated so much about my circumstance, it shaped my voice. I started singing, and I could feel the movement coming out of my body, and it was the pain, it was the I don't know how you say that, but just distraught, the past tense or whatever, distraught, I don't know, but you know what I mean. I could feel the desperation. I could feel the desire, the deep desire to just you know, like I felt that desire to just this is who I am. This is what I want to express that I never allowed myself to, because I was criticized in any area you could think of. So I blocked myself off, and I believed it. And I could hear the voices sometimes in my head of those same people. And I don't even remember who they are in particular. I don't remember who each. I just know that I hear those voices. Sometimes I'm not schizophrenic. You know what I mean. I bet other people feel that too. You just hear those voices of people who have criticized you in the past, your giftings and all of that. And it's just, I shut it down. I shut it all down. And I started to hate myself because I shut it down. The truth is, I've always been a very go-getter. 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 I've always been a go-getter. Just, yeah. Yeah, I've always been a go-getter. As in, I always knew what I wanted, and I would go get it. Definitely. If I like, and I'm talking about everything. If I wanted something, I would go get it. If I wanted to go and for the, if I wanted to go get myself a bag of weed, I would go get it. And I know that that was not a good idea. But my point is, when I wanted something, I went and I got that shit. It was do or die for me. Just a go-getter. I've always been a go-getter. Just go get that shit. Go get that information. Go to that tutoring. And I would fail anyway, but I would go get it. I swear to God, I would go and I would study for my tests. I knew what I wanted, and I would go get it. Go get that shit. Go get that shit. Don't let nothing stop you type of vibe. I had that. And anyway, sorry, I got carried away. But afterwards, I started thinking to myself, no, I didn't start thinking to myself. But within time, I feel as though I it became imbalanced. It became more of a control thing. It became more of a OCD type of vibe. I most definitely started to just want to micromanage everything and clean the whole house. I would clean the whole house like ding 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 ding. You know, I would wash the front patio. When I got back from rehab, when you get back from rehab in Mexico, you're gonna be cleaning a lot. I don't know, that was me. I started cleaning a lot because we would clean a lot. That's all we would fucking do. Clean AA meetings, clean AA meeting, clean AA meeting, clean AA meeting, clean AA meeting, clean. So yeah, I used that. That was how I could, you know. So anyways, what was my point? Yeah, so that was one of my, I feel like that's one of my gifts. I feel like that's one of that I've never been just, and it's funny because I feel like I appear very unmotivated to my family. Very unmotivated. I feel like they see me as no, I don't feel. I know. They've told me before. I'm just lazy. That I'm just negative. That I don't remember what exactly, but they've told me stuff before. I should just I don't know, dude, but they've told me a lot of shit. So my point is, they just don't understand. They just don't understand what I'm searching for. And I came to terms with that today, that it's not that I'm really working on this. I'm really working on trusting myself so deeply that, holy shit, I saw a 7 right now, but it was just my imagination. Okay. So I really want to trust myself completely, wholeheartedly, and just love myself. Even if I make mistakes in front of everybody and I look stupid or foolish, I want to keep going because I've always been a striver. I've always wanted more. More. But before anybody in my school started getting into like eyebrow flick, I was already on that shit. I was already looking up on YouTube way before. I was looking at Carly by Bell. Everything, I was already on it. I was on that shit. I always had that drive to just look at how can we make this better with the makeup. How could I make this better? 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 But as it, how could I make this better started continuing, it turned into, you know, eating disorders. It turned into, yeah, eating disorders, body image issues, self-image. It's just like, how can I make this better? 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 And it's just, I lost myself in that kamikaze ride. And I started losing my essence because I was so focused on how can I make this better? How can I make this better? Even as a 16-year-old, I already started buying before I went to rehab, honey. Before I went to rehab, before all of that shit started, when I started buying self-improvement books, like How to Be, no, You Are a Badass by Jen something, I don't remember, but it was a good book. It helped me a little bit. And I read 1 Minute Millionaire, and I read what else did I read? The 78 Laws of Power, no, 48 Laws, I think. I bought that shit. I'm telling you, I had that vision. People got me fucked up when they tell me, they try to tell me about me when I know. And it fucks me up even more that I let these people try, like, I allow that doubtful energy into, like, I allow it to surpass. No, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm a warrior, and I'm going to learn, and I'm learning, and I'm doing it, and I'm being patient with myself. When I get angry, when people ask me shit, and they're ignorant as fuck, and they're closed-minded, and they're just rude about it, and I'm learning, I'm being patient with myself when I get angry at that, when I react. Today, was it today or was it yesterday? I went to Walmart with my mom. We went to go get beans, and I don't remember what else we went to go get. And this guy was being so rude to her, and this other lady too was being super rude to her. And I just wanted to sock him in the face. I wanted to just go up to him and be like, who the fuck do you think you are? She fucking asked you a fucking question, you fucking pussy ass. You know, I was gonna get crazy, but I was like, the anger is real. The anger of feeling belittled is real. So I didn't do it because I did that before. I didn't yell like that. I would never yell at someone like that unless they really, really are like crossing my boundaries. That's the only way I'll ever be rude, is if somebody just crosses my boundaries continuously, non-stop, and I'm telling you, and you're not stopping. And I'm learning to manage that too, because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be aggressive. But anyways, I didn't tell him anything because it's just, there's no point. There's just no point. There's just no point. If I'm getting mad, it's because I believe him. Is that I believe that his reaction has something to do with us. And it has nothing to do with us. And that's why I asked my mom, because I'm so sensitive. I take it to heart. I take it so personal. And I asked her, Mom, that didn't hurt your feelings? She's like, no, that had nothing to do with me. Shit, it's not my fault. He's all, I don't know. She just said, he's dealing with stuff. I don't know. And I just thought to myself, is she in denial? Because it's hard for me to believe that somebody can just brush it off. I couldn't just brush it off. I never could. There was this one time, I remember I was in rehab, and I had this MP3 player that my friend had given me, and this guy, he asked me, he said, let me borrow your MP3. And at that time, of course, I had my control issues. I was overprotective of my stuff. I had things a certain way. I had my own rules, my own boundaries, and I just didn't like lending my stuff to people, because people, especially my sister in the past, have borrowed it, and they either they steal it, they lose it, they break it, or whatever. So I'm responsible. I'm really responsible with my shit. So anyways, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. He felt like I should have let him borrow it, and that I was being stingy. And I hate that shit, because I'm not stingy. It's just I gotta take care of my shit. I'm sorry, you know? And the fact that he was just being rude about it, I took it so personal, and I told him, you know what? I don't remember what I told him, but he was a total asshole about it. He started laughing in my face, and then I slapped him. And he was like, oh, you slapped me. And then he started saying, you're, what did he say? You're a bad person. Something like that. He said, you're a bad person. Something like that. I don't know. But I got really pissed. I was like, what the fuck? Why are you getting mad at that? Like, well, no. I mean, I get it. But it's just like, why are you getting mad? You're the one that was being an asshole. So that's a little bit about me, especially in my teenage years. There was also a time when I found out that my mom was, she had this boyfriend, and she still has him, but I was a preteen, so I was going through the hormones and all of that shit. So her boyfriend had a semi truck, and I went with them to Bakersfield or something like that, somewhere near the fields. And I fell asleep in the back of the truck. And when I woke up, I heard kissing noises. And I got really upset because it just triggered me. It just triggered me so much because, oh my god, don't even get me started. It just reminded me of all the times I heard sex noises when I was a kid. I could hear like my sister moaning in the room, and I could hear my mom moaning in the room, and I was just disgusted as a little girl. I was just like, oh, you guys are fucking nasty. I would go straight up and knock on their door. I'd be saying, you guys are nasty. Or like my mom, I would knock on her door. I'd be like, what are you doing in there? And she'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Or she wouldn't say fuck, but you know, she would be angry. So I threw a yogurt at him. So it's just, I was very impulsive. I was very fire. And now I'm learning to balance that. Balance. Soothe it. Soothe that anger. Soothe that shame. That feeling of feeling belittled. Feeling like I'm not on the right track. Comparing my life to others. Comparing myself to others. And when I got out of the shower, I told myself, because I made this deal with myself that I was gonna start treating myself as if I'm my own best friend, like how I would treat a best friend. And I would never tell a friend that, look, this person has this person has a job and you don't, or this person has whatever and you don't. I would never tell somebody that. Yeah. So why am I going to tell myself that? It's just like, it's just not making sense to me anymore. Beating myself up is not making sense to me anymore. I've been doing it for so long, and it's become such a reality for me. It's became a thing. And as I started to do all this work, and then finally today I had that moment where I was just crying and realizing that I blame myself for so much, and it's too much burden for me. It's too much burden to carry. And I don't give myself enough credit for all the shit that I do for myself or just in general, because whatever you do for yourself, I believe you're doing it for everybody, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't really offer anything to anybody. And that's something I learned. Sorry, that was weird, I know, but I felt like I just wanted a massage there. Another thing today that I realized is the fear of being just alone, because everything I was fighting against, like just being alone, not being in control, resisting self-love, resisting self-appreciation, resisting receiving. Oh god, don't even get me fucking started on receiving. I had issues receiving, and it's ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I couldn't even, and I think that's why I don't have friends, and I don't have the things I have what I need, but I don't have what I would like, I want, or I prefer. I feel like that's why, is because I purposely blocked my abundance. For example, I go to a friend's house and I try to hold up, let me drink this. And I try to be cool, right? I try to be cool. I try to be normal and Nylea from back then. And I couldn't be just natural. I couldn't just let it flow. I was so feeling pressured, like, okay, am I basically just, I didn't feel good enough to be in anyone's presence. And as crazy as that sounds, that's how I felt. I felt like I just couldn't even be around anybody's presence. That I was just this weird, uh, I don't know, I don't know. And naturally, I mean, I could see that people would feel uncomfortable because I would feel uncomfortable. So I would get even more uncomfortable. And yeah, I think that's why I don't have friends. But it's gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay, I know, because it's in my hands. And that's something I realized today. It's in my hands. I can do this. You could do it, put your back into it. I could do it, put your ass into it. You could do it, put your ass into it. I could do it, put your back into it, put your ass into it. Don't stop, make it. I will. Don't stop, make it, hit it. I will. Gon' do it. Gon' do it. Gon' do it, do it, do it. Da-da-da. You could do it, put your. Okay, so yeah, that's how I feel. I feel empowered today. I feel like I'm ready to take it on. I feel ready to fuck up, most importantly. I feel ready to make mistakes. I feel ready to use those mistakes as lessons and not be mean to myself anymore. Because I have come to the conclusion that I'm not going to stop making mistakes in this life. I'm going to keep learning, and if it would just be easier, and the ride would be smoother if I'm just nice to myself while I'm at it. Because at the end of the day, if one quote that I really like, what, no, actually I don't even know if that's a quote, but I think it is if you knew better, you'd do better. That's so true. So if you don't, if you do something and you didn't know why you were doing it, and then afterwards you have some serious consequences, the best thing that you could do is just be nice about it. Be nice to yourself. If somebody, like for example me, when I had my first job, I remember that I was learning and they were training me, and when I would make a mistake, I'd panic. I'd be feeling, I'd feel like a failure. I can't wait till Christmas and Thanksgiving. You know what I like most about Christmas and Thanksgiving is the outfit. I get to pick an outfit and I get to take a picture and I get to see my family, even though they don't talk to me. But my presence is still there, and I can just, I don't know. I like holidays. Anyways, yeah. So when I had my first job, that's what would happen. And I had this trainer, this coworker in particular. I don't know if I should name her. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna name her Jade. Shout out to Jade. She's not gonna find this, but yeah, she was my coworker, and she was trading me, but she was just, the fuck. I heard something. She was just trading me, but she was being very aggressive about it. She was very harsh, not patient at all, very impatient, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. And I'm like that with my mom sometimes, or with my mom. And she's my biggest teacher because um she teaches me humility and patience. Because if when she's doing something, and I'm impatient because I don't know, I forget that I was there once, or that I'm there still sometimes. So I get impatient and I just tell her, "Oh my god." Or when she doesn't see things, like, and I'm like, "Do you not see?" But then again, that also has to do with the fact that anytime I try to pour my heart out to her, she just doesn't. And that's another reason why it's a hard time for me. I have a hard time trusting that friends and family and all these people, to be able to handle, to provide that safe area for me to just. So that's another reason why. But so I just get impatient, I get intolerated, and I just, blow up. But I don't want to be like that. I want to be patient. I want to be able to deal with people and not let them be the reason why I can't be happy. So I'm working through a lot right now, and yeah, I'm working through a lot right now, and I'm just so grateful for my resilience. Like, honestly, I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for the one friend I have. And I'm grateful for my bed and my home. I'm grateful for my ability to learn from things. My ability to be compassionate. My ability to break completely and just walk. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the power that I didn't know I had. I'm grateful for the strength and the perseverance that I didn't know I had, I was not aware that I had that until today when I was walking to the gym and I just started telling myself things that I like about myself, or no, that I appreciate about myself, because I felt like I needed to just give myself a little bit of that. I needed to give myself a little bit of props. And I think that's really important, because if we don't give ourselves props for how far we've come, even if it seems not far, you I'm just not going to want to continue. I'm going to feel resentful. Yeah. That tofu was good earlier. Yeah. And shout out to the universe. Like, I legit jumped off of the plane and not knowing if I was going to be caught, just kind of taking a leap of faith, and I was caught. I was caught, my friends. I was caught. Slipping. Just kidding. No, I wasn't caught slipping, but I was caught unexpectedly. You get caught in unexpected ways. They'll send me a video. I'll see numbers. Those synchronicities. So I'm gonna go to sleep though now because I'm tired, and it's pretty late. So good night.